Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Daniel Munoz. I am a person who is beginning to day trade or just get involved in the stock market. I am a beginner, but I've been doing it. I still consider myself a beginner because I'm still not profitable. I've been interested in it for 2 years since 2016. I've dived into it, tried, some stuff based on my emotions, based on what I thought was me being a smart trader or a smart investor. But I did learn, how the stock market kind of works. I know how to place an order, those basic things. I use the platforms to trade. I use Robinhood or I use TD Ameritrade. I've used those things. I use it still, but I've never became, like anybody else. Anybody could have access to this, but being profitable is something that's very difficult for any person to do, especially when you're trying to beat the market. And today, I wanted to show you guys, introduce you guys to a book I came across. You can see it here in the screen, The New Trading for a Living. So I came across it maybe a month ago. I've actually, this is not the first time I read about heard of this book or, know about the author. I know about the book and the author about like maybe 6 months ago, but I read the first book by Alexander Elder. Um, and it was, it's basically this one right here. I can show you on the screen very quick. It's this one right here, and I read it through audiobook, Audible, and it was maybe 6 hours long or shorter, and I finished it while delivering packages at work. But for me, that first book, it was good. It was very general, to be honest. I got information from it. It gave me like a little boost of confidence of what I had to do, in terms of trading and what I had to do to get started or how to get my mentality right. But still, it didn't stick until I started reading not the physical copy, but like the written copy, the Kindle version on my computer. That's when I started to pay more attention to the detailed um, parts of the book that explain a lot about psychology, a lot about psychiatry, a lot about your mental process during trading. And that's what I want to just give you a little bit of insight about the book so that you have an idea of what this whole book, this new Trading for a Living, this new book is about, and why I consider it a much better book than the one that was previously written by Alexander Elder. This book, I don't know if I just missed parts on this book from the other book, but this book, maybe just because I'm reading it um, through with my eyes, I see it and I read it and I'm involved more, that I catch more of the important details rather than just listening to it and getting a very general sense of the stock market. So here are a few about like 10 different things I have written down in my notes. I have six of them. The first one he covers is that, as a beginning trader, you're most likely going to be making a lot of losses, and, you're going to be fueled a lot by your emotions. And he addresses that right from the start. He himself was not a great trader. He was not a profitable trader, and I believe that's like 99% of everybody is not like that, and that's why some people just quit. And he explains that in the beginning, it's something that we join and we try to do because it's very exciting to be involved. Your heart's pumping, it's all emotionally driven, and you pretty much don't get nothing like that when you have money on the line. It's kind of like gambling. But what he wants to address is that you want to separate yourself from those that think like that. You want to be not a gambler. You want to be a really smart person that is very disciplined in terms of psychology and has the discipline to step back when you have to. So he first touches on how he experienced an AA meeting, a Alcoholic Anonymous meeting, and how he went to one and he experienced the conversation they were having pretty much it felt like they were talking about his trading strategy, and that's when he started, making an analogy of trading with a person who's an alcoholic or a loser with somebody who's an alcoholic, and he addresses that, if you're a trader and you're losing, that you have to pretty much admit that you are yourself a loser, and you have to tell yourself every day you're a loser, and you're most likely to lose if you go in there with the mindset of getting that emotional drive going. So you want to separate yourself from that. So even in my front right here, I have a little piece of paper that says, um, first says trade well, and then in the bottom it says a quote from the book that basically says, I am a loser. And how in Alcoholic Anonymous meetings they say, hi, my name is such and such. I am an alcoholic, and I tend to drink a lot, or something like that. I have something right there along the lines. And that's basically the first. Pretty much he cuts it down into steps. That's one of the first steps. I don't want to break down all the steps of the book because I've only read 50 pages, and it's already wanting me to blog about it and put it out there for you guys. So I'm gonna move on to the next one, which is, he explains risk versus loss. And here he makes a very, um, he draws a line between, making having risk and making a loss. So a loss is something you can't, it's hard to recover. Like, it causes your emotions to come up and come, you know, out of the ground, and really cause you more harm. Risk is something you're willing to lose rather than something you're gonna lose and damage your account. So that's basically it. And for everybody's different. You know, the smaller the risk that you're willing to take, the more you'll last in the market. Basically, that's what he's pretty much trying to say. And I've applied it to myself. Lasted longer, mostly because I haven't been involved, mostly because I want to finish this book, mostly because I really want to have that mentally trained, um, mentality when it comes to getting inside the market again. Another one is that you should be an individual trader rather than thinking with groups and following gurus. Rather than doing that, you should be your own, you know, person, and not be swayed by the movement or be caught up by the movement of the market. Because if you're being caught up on that, that means your emotions are being triggered, and you're not gonna be, suited for for whatever's happening in the market. And you're most likely gonna, cause a big loss in your account. Another one is, psychology over strategy. And I already have mentioned a lot about psychology. And the reason it comes up a lot is because it is the most, from the book from what I've read so far, it's pretty much the most important part. You know, Dr. Alexander Aller is a doctor in psychiatry. I may be wrong, but that's what I've got from the book. His bio is in the bottom if I go to his book right here. I think he has something with bio or something like that. Don't want to go into it. Let me just finish what I was explaining. But yeah, that's the, psychology over strategy. So you want to be right here before you're right on the market. You could have the best trading strategy or system, but it's not going to work if you can't follow it and you lose control of your emotions. How far am I? Oh, it's already 8 minutes. Damn, that's a lot. All right. So another part is protecting yourself from yourself. That touches basically on the point I just touched on. Work on yourself, psychologically, and then you should be able. If you fix that, you're gonna be able to make better progress in your trading. Um, because we tend to act like children. That's a very good point you put on the book, that we act like children, where we try to find somebody to lead us, somebody to follow. For instance, gurus. A lot of people, follow them. Gurus get a lot of popularity, and the book just nails it when it comes to guru. I'm like, man, this is so freaking out, like, accurate when it comes to, like, what people do with gurus. They follow them, and they see a trade, or they just try to mimic their trades. And that's when, maybe some will win, and then they get too confident, and all of a sudden you see a crazy turn in the market, and that's when you start losing money. And the last point I want to touch on, because this video I don't want it to be too long, is to plan, plan. He touches so much on planning, um, more like both mentally and on paper. He says write down your plan, write down, what how you're gonna enter, how you're gonna exit, write down what you did wrong, what you did right, all that kind of stuff. It's way more detailed in the book, and he pretty much says be a rational person, be rational, like don't let your emotions make the decision, make the rational system that you've developed, make the decision. And that's it. That's all I got today. Subscribe, like the video, and you will see more videos from me. And I will put the link to the book in the bottom, affiliate link from Amazon. So go there, get your book, and you start reading. Screw those courses that they have. I don't know if he has a program or anything, but I'm not gonna buy it because this book pretty much touched on everything, and will touch, I hope, on everything that I need to get started. It's a very 286 page book. So see you guys next time. Bye bye.